Hello Magic Facilitators of Consciousness, this is Max and I'm going to give you a little instructional video on how to shoot some videos on your iPhone. Now it's really quite simple, everyone has one of these smartphones in their pocket, so why not use them to create invitations for your classes, for promoting access, for promoting consciousness, for getting yourself out in the world and being seen, because video is fantastic for just that. Now, the three things I'm going to be talking about in this video, and I'm just holding this with my hand basically, as you can see. The three things I'm going to be talking about in this video are audio, lighting, and aspect. So let's start with audio to begin with. Right now, I'm standing at the Noosa River and it's actually really quite windy here. You can see my hair blowing in the wind, of course. I'll show you in a second how windy it is. So what I've done, so you guys can hear me properly, because there's nothing worse like having bad audio on a video, from my point of view. What I've done, I've just plugged my headphones in. Like I've got specific microphones for an iPhone, which I usually use, which make the audio quality a little bit better. But first try it in this method here before you go out and buy yourself anything extra. Because everyone has a headset for their phone. So what I've done here, I've literally just plugged in my headphones and I've tucked the microphone into my lapel here and just put it in, which protects it from the wind. Yeah? So unless you're moving heaps like this and like with your shirt and stuff and it starts rustling on the microphone, it's a great way of using what you have right now to create better audio. So just tuck it in like so. And what I'll do is I'll just untuck it to the front and I'll turn into the wind. So this is facing the wind now. You can probably hear that there's how much wind there actually is into the microphone. I mean, these microphones, I think these headphones are built pretty well to not hear too much wind, but you can hear that. So I'm going to go ahead and tuck that back in. There we go, and that's the difference of having it inside your shirt. Obviously if you're moving around again, it's going to be a little bit more noisy. So that's for audio. You can buy yourself microphones, make sure that they're specific for an iPhone or Android phone or smartphone, because they're a little bit different to the regular plugs. Second thing is lighting. As you can see, I've been moving around here. The light, and it's afternoon light here at the moment, so one thing to note is early morning and late afternoon, you get such a warmer light. It's more orange. Rather than during the middle of the day when the sun's right above you, it's a cooler light. It's more blue and just harsher. You get harsher shadows on your face because it's coming from up above rather than from straight across this way. So the shadows are a bit better. And the phones these days, the cameras on these phones are actually incredible with what they can capture. They can capture a lot of detail in the dark parts of the shot. So as you can see as I'm moving around, how my face looks is different. So you can create some sort of fun shots. You can put yourself in a silhouette sort of shot like this. Obviously not great if you're talking to people and you want them to see you. But you can create some nice arty videos or effects if you like. So you can see if I'm facing straight onto the sun, this way gives a little bit more effect. Now the other key thing when you're shooting on the phones is the exposure that you set on your phone. So right now I've got the exposure locked on my face. So as you can see, when I'm moving around, the exposure on the camera is not changing. It's always staying the same. It's always capturing the same amount of light. Now I'm going to tap away somewhere else and turn that auto exposure off. So now it's going to be, it's the exposure lock that was turned on. The automatic exposure is what's now on. So as I move around, it's going to be adjusting how much light it lets in the camera according to how much light is in the picture. So it doesn't give me a consistent level of light on my face. So when you turn as you can see now, see how it's adjusting from there, it is really bright. It might turn it down a little bit. So turn it down a little bit. Now you can see the blue sky. And here it's going to tone it down a bit so I'm not too bright, I think. So if I tap on my face here just once quickly, then it's going to adjust to my face. But if I tap on my face, and I'm going to get myself in this position here, so there's a good amount of light on my face. And I'm going to hold down on my face. That's going to create the exposure lock. And this is something like when you're filming, you want to put it on this, so as the light changes on your face or in the environment, for example, if you have a window behind you, the camera's not going to adjust. It's going to keep it even, and it's going to keep a nice exposure on your face. So that's about the lighting, the environment, and your technology, what you're using. The third thing is the aspect. I'm going to show you a little video here right now of like my phone screen, and you'll see two lines across it horizontally and two lines across it vertically. Where those lines intersect at the top is where to have your eyes, basically. So if I'm holding, now you can see me again, if I'm holding my phone here, I'm on one of those intersecting points. My eyes are on some of those intersecting points. Or I can change it up, put it on this end, and this is where people can see you well visually, and it looks sort of appealing. Rather than having your chin cut off, rather than having your head cut off, rather than being too far to one side, this is one way that is comfortable for people to look at and creates a good aspect ratio. Now, in saying that, this is called the rule of 2/3. Rules, who gives a shit really? Do what you want to do if you want to create a different effect, you know? So know the rules, see what works in a particular way, and then you can play around with it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with like shooting a video like this and cutting a bit of your head off at the top. But I would say if you're cutting your chin off, it's not as appealing. So they're the three things of audio, lighting, and aspect. If you pay attention to those, you're going to shoot great videos, and people are going to love what you're putting out there. With your freaking iPhone and headphones, you're recording this stuff. You can be a beautiful invitation to consciousness. And I so look forward to seeing your videos out in the world. I love shooting videos, the invitation videos for people, seeing how people change and be themselves in front of the camera. And the more you practice this, like each time you're going to get better in front of the camera and saying whatever, you know, needs to be said, whatever the energy asks for, and be the invitation that you are to the world. Please don't copy anyone else and how they're doing videos. Like, find out what it is for you to be in front of the camera and create these videos and be the invitation that you are, because you're going to be different to Dane, you're going to be different to Gary, you're going to be different to Shannon, you're going to be different to me in front of videos. So please find out who you be on video and be that invitation to the world. Thanks for watching this, and see you next time somewhere around the world.